Okay, so I'm muting everyone. Like if anyone is interested, unmute yourselves, and you can go ahead and um. Okay, so I'll speak little louder because it doesn't get better than this. If you can't hear, I would recommend you guys to check with your respective HR manager because this is the final thing, and I think here is, you see this internet, this is that fast. Let's take this, why don't we, I'll use this so it's that fast. So, cannot go better than this. See this? So, it's actually, some of apart from the Zoom, actually, they have some issues with the application. I already opened a request to them. They said that the bandwidth is not good and we change everything. So some people can hear it, some people can't. So you know what? It's actually the issue from the Zoom actually. If your HR manager doesn't respond, I would say go ahead and open a ticket for Zoom and tell them like you cannot hear properly, because I've already raised 4 tickets and I don't know what, here you have this option. Go ahead and contact these guys because I'm using the, those guys and, and you can see, right? I mean, okay, let's see, using this, okay? I'm using this. That's what I'm saying, right? It's a little bit, okay, so this, it cannot go better than this because, it's actually fast, but maybe, because there was a before, that meeting was good, the Zoom was a little bit new and it took a little bit. Okay, so you know what, just, let's get started. So before that, right, I hope everyone got an email. So I just wanted to make clear to instructions, how we are going to. So this class is not ready from NJ, this is online. So that's why, but if you want any information, you can go, you can call me that. So I hope everyone got this. I just want to make sure everyone are on the same page. Here's the thing. If you have any questions, I repeat this, okay? If you have any questions, you need to check with me, okay? If you have any questions, you need to check with me. If you don't like my class, that's fine. That's completely fair, and you can go ahead and request for someone else. But if you have any questions from me and you check from someone else and that gets to me, now I'm rejecting that, okay? I would say that is improper communication. Okay, is that clear to everyone? It's improper communication because you didn't check with me and it's coming back from some other instructor saying that no, I need to check, I need to take class, I will reject it. Does that make sense to everyone? So I'll send an email to, okay? Okay, good. So, I take it everyone is, able to hear that and everyone is able to, understand. Because, see, last time that's what it happened, okay, you didn't like my class, that's fine, that's fine, I don't, have any issues with that. You want to take from someone else, that's fine. But without talking to me, you want to talk to someone else and that guy says, I need to take it. Now, I'll not agree on that. Why? Because you didn't check with me. Okay? So, okay, so people who can't hear it properly, I'll be recording this, okay? So they can, review it. Okay, I'll send a video recording, so don't worry about it. Okay, so I'll send you a recording. So let me, ping it here. Okay, so this is what I want to make sure, because I will reject it if it is coming from someone else. Okay, so make sure you understand this, because first and foremost, when you are trying to get a job in United States, first and thing is you need to have this communication. If there is no communication skills, then you cannot, even if you get a job, still that's, it's no use, because you're not using proper communication there. Okay, so that's what I wanted to make it clear. Okay, so let's get started with our class. Just wanted to give some hint on that. Okay, let's go this quick here on the syllabus side. Okay, so here's the syllabus. So so I hope everyone got it. If you didn't get it, you can send me an email at manu@itmaika.com. Okay, I'll send you this QA syllabus. So here's the thing: first two classes is kind of introduction, not really. You will be knowing a lot of testing information. So you need to know what are the various types of testing. And tomorrow, okay, that's tomorrow will be the most important class of your QA. I will be, telling you how to open an issue, how to open a defect. So that's what your job is, right? You are a QA guy. You need to know how to open a defect. That's, that's what they hire you. Okay. So, today whole class will, consider on, understanding what are the various types of testing, and tomorrow some part of the class. Okay. Third class, we'll talk about this test management tool. So what is test management tool? So test management tool, the name itself says, right? You need to manage your test cases. You need to manage your defects. You need to track your defects. You need to open defects. You need to coordinate with your developer, coordinate with the project manager, coordinate. It's a lot of things. So you use a tool called Rally. So here we are using Rally. So I would say don't get addicted to the tool, because tool will not help you, but the process will. Okay. Exactly. Say, somebody said, like, say, so this is what I want, like, this is called interaction. Where, when I'm saying something, somebody responds, that's good. That is what you need. So that's good. This is the first class, and then I'm really getting a good impression that you will be, doing good moving forward. Exactly. Somebody says Jira, right? It's similar to Jira. Okay, we'll talk about Jira too. I'll be giving you access. We'll talk about this Rally tool. That will be in third and fourth class. We'll go in detail. I'll be giving you access. I'll be giving you homework. Make sure you guys do it. Last class, I don't know what happened. Nobody even did, some of the homeworks. Okay, they did some of the homeworks. I didn't say that. But I would really, require homeworks. Okay, that's what, I'll be looking at. Although I'm not, completely judging you based on homeworks, because homework doesn't decide your fate. What decide is your comm skills, okay? How you're communicating, what is your personality, all those things. So really homework doesn't help. You might become QA manager, you might become QA director, CEO, I don't care. But, okay, but thing is, I really, I really like to see your work, how you are trying to do, because that is what, that will make you your job, how you are trying to do. Okay, that will give you an impression to your boss, saying that, okay, how you're doing. So third and fourth class, we see about this Rally tool. So we also have HPALM, Hewlett Packard Application Lifecycle Management. We don't go, I don't go really in detail on that. Why? Because it's really getting, slowly it's really getting outdated and obsolete. And we'll just discuss one class and we close it up. But if you have any questions, make sure you reach me before someone else if you want answer from me. Otherwise, that's fine. But again, it doesn't have to come to me. Again, if it comes, then I'll not explain. Okay, that's what my email was about. If you see my email, okay. Next, we'll go on SharePoint. Okay, so what exactly SharePoint? SharePoint is to share. Of course, the name is so, right? To share. Share what? Share documents. What kind of documents? Test plan, test strategy. Test cases don't have to be, but okay, you can use test cases. Business requirement documents. requirement document, FRD, functional requirement documents, etc., etc. Okay, because you need to, you work in a team. You are not alone. You're not as a tester. You're not a developer. You're not a, one guy, but you are working as a team. Now, when you're working as a team, everyone has to know, what you need to expect from something. Okay, you want to know, you need to give your inputs and, based on documents. So that's the reason you need to share the document. To share this document, you use SharePoint. So here we'll be using Confluence. I'll, show you, how to, I'll give you access for this. We have pretty good, I hope I still have access. Let's pretty quick check it out on this. Okay, so we'll go on this in detail about Jira, later. Next, we'll go on, various documents. What kind of documents we'll be using? Oh, this is a little late. Okay, so various documents, and then we'll go to various, different life cycle, software and development life cycle. So now again, why do we need this SDLC, STLC? That's not a software. That's a framework. Okay, you are not the one to decide, okay, I'll be using waterfall, I'll be using agile, I'll be using Kanban. No, I'll be using extreme programming. No, you are not the one to decide it. The management decides it. But since you are in the process, you are in it, you need to know this. Okay, you cannot skip. Why you cannot skip? Because you are in the process. You are, you should follow this framework. Okay, although it's not been, not decided by you, not decided by developer, not decided by the manager, from management perspective. So that's the reason we, we go through this SDLC process. Okay, good. We have access to the Jira. So I'll be also giving you access to the Jira. So we'll work on that. Next, I'll be taking one class for complete agile methodology. Okay. So why do we need this agile, and, what's the importance, and, there are some likes, dislikes about agile. Well, it is, my personal way, agile is more into, if you like things to do very hurry, right? You're in rush, you want to do it right away, So let's say a 6 month project in waterfall methodology, you do it in 1 month, okay? We'll see how that thing works. Okay, it's little, they break it up stuff, and it's still 6 months, but the perspective, the way you see that, shows a little bit different. So so we'll talk about this agile 7 class. Of course, we'll go through this Jira. I'll give you access for that. It's good. 8th class, we'll talk about HPLM, that is Hewlett Packard Application Lifecycle Management. And okay, so okay, the reason I'm going a little bit fast because I didn't start the class yet. Okay, so the reason I'm going fast because I didn't start class yet. Okay, now if I take all this time, now, okay, the time, is little bit short, if you can spare 15 to 20 minutes, that's fine, I can go slowly. Okay, so, okay, I'll go a little bit slow. Okay, so, and this is introduction, you can go ahead and, view this, no, not a big deal. Now, HPLM, I don't stress more on this, although you have to know this. The reason, because it's, old, I think, when I was there, I was using like 2010, 2009, 2010. And at that time, it was QC, not HPLM. QC and test director, it was more primitive. So, but, still we'll get through this and we'll have an introduction. So my point is, why so many test management tools? Okay. Now you need to ask me a question. Why are you saying too many test management tools when we will be using only 1 at the max 2? If there is something different, 2, that's it. Why these many? So my point here is to don't get addicted to any tools. You need to understand the process. How are you using? Where the functionalities are, where the options are, where you need to check the buttons, all those things. So that's the reason of, explaining. So you can only get, you can only understand, you can only get through experience, okay, not just by using tools or something, okay. The experience is the only thing which can teach you. Okay, so that's the reason I'm actually, also telling you about HPLM. Okay, so ninth class will go on QTP, that is Quick Test Professional. So the reason why I introduce this, just an introduction. Okay, we are not going into deep. The reason, right? Everyone said no. I only do go as manual tester. I don't know QTP. I don't know Selenium. I don't know anything. I only know manual tester. Now you are actually trying to, restrict yourself to get a job. You understand my point? You are restricting yourself. You don't know this. You don't know that. Then how will you get a job? And a lot of competitive, environment will be having. So you will end up, learning more things, because you cannot go just as one manual tester. No, I'll just only go manual tester. No, I don't know QTP. I don't know Selenium. Now you need to keep your options open. So that's the reason I introduced one class. So if you have an idea, you can better go. If you are a manual tester, go as a ETL tester, go as a data analyst, go as a QTP tester. Don't have to be a developer, but keep your options open. That's my point. Okay, so last and final class, let me check if I have access to Bugzilla. I can also give you Bugzilla access, but I don't think so. Let's check it out, how it works. And last class, I'll be, worrying about certifications. Get a certification, it's free. You don't have to pay a penny. Again, I repeat, it's free. Just spend your time and internet connection. Of course, you need to pay the internet bill. If you have internet, just pay, some time of if you're, and just get a certification. We'll talk about this, why I request you to get a certification, because, we'll talk about this in the later class. Let's start a class. Okay, any other questions? Anyone on this syllabus? So this is just a syllabus, just an introduction. So again, I want the class to be interactive. If you have questions, go ahead. Okay, good. So that's how you need to know. Okay, so this is, you need to be proactive. Okay, that's my point. You need to be proactive. Yes, I get that. Yeah, I need to be a little bit slower. Yeah, I understand that, Yeah, somebody asked, certifications are based on training. Yes, it's, I'm sorry, just repeat that question again. Based on testing, that's correct. It's based on the testing. Software testing, or whatever you're trying to do. So that's the based on testing. So we'll go in detail about this. Okay. Yeah, I understand. I'm going fast, but you will get there with time. So don't worry about it. So I just make sure don't get this class is boring, because you don't want to get it bored. You want to learn from this class, right? So that's the main important thing. So see, this is what I want. See, look at this. People are responding. So that's what I want. Be interactive. Why? Why you need to be interactive? Because communication skills. As I sent you an email, right? As if you have seen, again, I'm stressing on this same thing. So if I've seen, communication is more important. That's what your job in United States, will be depending on communication. Technical skills, yeah, it's good, I know, everyone knows technical skills you need to have, and that's what, I'm here, that's what I'm, trying to explain you. But communication skills is something which you need to get. I cannot give you communication skills. That's, that's not from my side. That's from your side. Okay. So let's, start quick. Okay. So here's the thing, there's a lot of testings, we'll just go in introduction here. Okay. So no need to worry. Okay. This is first class. So you will get there. Okay. Moving forward, we have 2 weeks. So, you will understand slowly, because as I told you, experience is the only thing that, will help you, to get there, because, it's something not, okay, I learned this, I learned that, this doesn't happen. You need to slowly, understand it slowly, read it, go home and, try to read this, or, try to, talk about this, so you will get it. Okay. Okay, so we'll go to this. Okay. Oops. Let's talk about this black box testing. Okay, we'll talk about this black box testing. So various types of testing. We have a lot of testing. So don't stick to this. These are few. Okay, so these are some of them I try to explain you, but it will be more than this, or and you may not always use this in your job or your project, everything at once, but it's good to know. Okay, it's good to know, because if you understand it and if you know it, you will able to do it much better at your job. Okay, okay. So black box testing. So what is this black box testing? So this is okay. So to be in short, this is a high level testing. What is it? It's a high level testing done by the testers and not by the programmers. Okay, no, it's not. And this is a high level testing. Why do I say this is high level testing? Because this has many other subdivisions like system testing, functional testing, all those things is included. Then it's called black box testing. Okay, so now your boss suddenly asks you to test you. Okay, have you done your black box testing yet? Now you need to respond this. So this is a high level testing, and this is not done at the individual level. It's done at a team level. Okay, so it's better to ask with the team, because there are a lot of people who are working on different things. Some are working on functional, some are working on system. Okay, some are working on some other things. So it's better to ask in a team level. So the moment your boss want to test you, so they'll say, have you done black box testing yet? So then you need to say that black box testing is a high level testing done by the team level and not by the individual level. Okay, and tests are based on requirements and functionality. So we'll go into this. What is a functionality? Let me give a little bit hint on this, a little bit what is functionality. Requirements, you can check through documents that FRD documents, functional required specification, or specification document, or test plan, whatever the requirements is. Functionality. So let's talk about this functionality. Let's go to pretty quick google.com. So now what exactly is this functionality? Okay. See, functionality can be anything. Functionality can be image, functionality can be text box, edit box, URLs. Okay. Anything. Let's see here. We'll go more detail into this, much complex functionalities. Here we see this image. So this is a functionality. Yeah. So this, it's from the Google server. Good. Now you have this URLs. Okay. This apps. All this comes under functionality. So functionality is something. Functionality of application, or like can be a text box, can be an edit box, images, URLs, okay, etc., etc. Okay, so anything what is displayed in this web page is functional. Anything, even if you want to take this search by words, that is also functionality. That means if you click this, that it has to get activated, that and that voice should work. Okay, and now let's see here if I want to. So if I want to see, okay, Google search, I click this button. So you would argue on this that this button is not working, right? I'm clicking this. This is not working. Now that's what you need to refer the requirements, right? Now how does requirements? So I think this Google will try to remove this button. Nobody uses this. Just type this. This already shows all this information there. Let's see here. You see this? You don't require this button. So that's the reason, right? So, no more. So no, let's not go in detail. We have a lot of testing to do. All the function in the system is functionality. That's pretty complicated. See, I would not say all the system. I would say all the applications. Okay. It can be a web application, it can be a client application. Okay, somebody asked a question that all the function in the system is a functionality. So, that's a little bit high level. I would not go there. I would be specific. all the web application, all the web application functionalities on a web application is functionality. What are the application, what are the features, what are the functionalities, those are part. Let's say why I'm saying this web application. Web application is something which you open through browser, it's called web application. Anything which you open through system which you on desktop, that is installation. You install a lot of things in your system, you see this, go to the control panel, you install all this, that's called client application. Client application is something which you install in your system and you open it. Example, that's right, this is Outlook. Outlook is an example of a client application. Web application, any web application, Amazon.com, Google.com, eBay, a lot of things that comes under web applications. Okay, so let's go to the next topic. So I hope everyone understood, right? Black box testing. Okay, somebody asked, right? How do we know that is this a functionality or not? That's a very good question. If you don't know, right, that's a very good question actually. If you don't know that functionality or not, you need to check with whom, check with business analyst, or check in the document. First, I would do check in the document. Is that really a functionality or not? So I'm an experienced guy, I have 7 years experience. So I know which is that functionality or not. So I don't need really anyone's help. But to start with, you need to check with documents. Start with documents. Where is the FRD document? Where is the business requirements? Where is the specification? Where is modeling? Where is data modeling? All those things you need to check with the documents. Until then, I don't know is this the functionality or not, right? Does it make sense? If you don't have documents, you need to check with business analyst. Okay, business analyst or developer. First try to go to developer, then try to business analyst. Okay, let's go to this next topic pretty quick. Yeah, last time. Any more questions? Good, you need to keep on asking questions, then only, you will get to know. Okay, so let's go to the next one, white box testing. So, what is this white box testing? White box testing, again, is a high level testing, but this time, this is done by whom? Developers, now more testers here. Okay, why developers? Why not testers? Because the code is, there is code involvement here. Now, as a tester, we don't know code, okay, right? We don't know what the code is all about and what this is all about. Let's have a pretty quick look. How does this white box testing? Okay, so let me give some definition of this. What is a white box testing? It's a high-level testing done by the developers and not by the testers. It is also called as glass box testing. Okay, now if someone asks, why developers? Why not testers? Then you need to say, it requires the code, working knowledge of code inside the application. So that's the reason it requires developer. Make sense? Well, let's pretty quick, go to this google.com again. Okay, now this is a front-end application. Okay, yeah, I know this is front-end application. This is done, we need to, as a tester, I see this. The developer doesn't see this. You know what? How the developer sees this application, I'll just show you pretty quick. This is how the developer sees. So this is called white box. Okay, so this is not exactly white box testing, but this is how a developer does the white box testing. Okay, so he or she looks into this code. So this is all applications code, and this is pretty complicated. Although we won't understand it. This is a lot of things here. This is a lot of things. We have this HTML. We have this JavaScript. We have this Ajax. There's a video. There's a Flash player. A lot of coding here. Now I'm a tester. I'm not a developer, so I really don't worry on this. Okay, so this is called white box testing. See this? Now, yeah, to be more specific, of course, this is not called white box testing. Why? Because white box testing is a high level testing. Okay, it's high level testing and it's done in a team level. Again, you need to do a lot of things: unit testing, system testing, system integration testing, all those things. Once you do that, then it's called white box testing. Okay, because white box testing again has subdivisions. Does it make sense? Okay, so let's. Okay, so let's go to this pretty quick. Okay, so now as we are discussing in this white box, now we'll go to the unit testing. Okay, so what exactly is this unit testing? So unit testing is, I don't know, as you see this name itself says, right? Unit means a single unit, right? A single unit in a, okay, in a code. So now again, this unit testing is done by the developers and not by the testers. You see this? What is unit testing? It is done by the developers and not by the testers. Why? Why not testers? Next question is why not testers? Because it requires detailed knowledge of the internal program code. Okay, let's see here. You know, let's go back to our this developer tool. So unit testing could be as simple as just one, one module. Just like, if you're working on, div class, and this might be just unit testing. Okay, you're just working on this. A lot of developers are working in this same code. I know 5 or 6 developers. Let's imagine a lot of people are working 5, 6 developers. You are a web developer and you are looking to this code and you need to do unit testing. And unit is some like small unit in a whole bunch of code, a whole bunch of code, one small thing. Just like, script, it's a script. So this whole bunch, you're just working on this. That's called unit testing. Okay, and it's done by the developers and not by the testers. Okay, unit testing is more of a single unit of a whole code. Okay. This thing won't stop. Okay. Okay, so any more questions on this unit testing? Yes, somebody asked, right? Can we, oh, oops. Let's take that question. Okay. Can we get notes after the class? Yes, you can get this. I'll be sending you, okay, these slides. And moving forward, you really don't require this because I'll be giving you access to the whole Google share drive. But that will be most probably by next week. Once you get into it, once you understand it, you'll be having a better idea. You'll be, you can explore more. So yes, by end of today, you'll be getting recording. People who are not able to hear properly can get a recording, and the notes, of course, and a QA book too. Okay, you don't have to read that, but it's just formality. Just you need to just take a look on that. Understand some basics. Okay, understand that, and so have this book actually. I mean, you don't have to read this. It's pretty huge, 617 pages. But just then have an idea. Okay, so just have a glance through it, or whenever you're free, just understand what It's a lot of things. It takes a lot of things. Okay, good. You have all this here too. Okay, so you can have just a look on this. You don't. So I'm sending you the 3 email. So somebody asked a question, right? If there is a tester, you're trying to assist developers in white box testing. Well, so that depends on experience. How is your experience? See, I would not go to white box testing if I'm an ordinary simple web application tester, because white box testing really requires a lot of code knowledge. And just because I'm saying white box testing doesn't mean that is the QA tester job. QA tester job is completely different. White box testing requires a detailed knowledge of the code. If you know the knowledge, if you don't know the code, what is the code about, what you're trying to do, all those things, then you're good. You can assist your developer. Okay, you know what? I'll help you in this. I know this code, you know what, I'll just assign some variables, assign variables and assign to this, and this is good. In that case, you're really good. You can assist your developer. But if you're an ordinary QA guy, and at least you need to have some 5 to 6 years experience to assist your developer, right? To in the white box, because you need to have some knowledge. You don't have to be 1 year is good, but to be safe side, you need to really have some knowledge of the code. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, so let's go to pretty quick next topic. Okay, so what? Before incremental integration, we'll go to functional testing. Let's go to functional testing. So now this is the job of a QA tester, a QA analyst, or QA engineer, okay, whatever you want to call. Okay, the names are a little bit different. Okay, that also, the name QA analyst, QA tester, QA engineer. So those define even your status, what kind of status you hold in your company. Okay, so that's the reason these are classified into various names. Okay, so let's go to the functional testing. So what exactly is this functional testing? So functional testing is to test the functionality and features of an application. What is a functional testing? Is to test functionality and features of an application. Okay, let's take an example here. So, we just went to the google.com. Okay, we know all this. We know this is a functional, this is the image, this is the edit box. Okay, now this is, I would say this is a bug. Why? Now, I want to get rid of this. You see this, all this, I actually Googled it. Now, this is so stored permanently, but there's no way I can get rid of, there's no exit button. So that's a bug. If you can understand it, what I'm trying to say, I want to, get rid of this, but I don't want to remove from my search engine because I want to use this in future, right? Now, if I click somewhere, it's not going, right? See this? So I would say that is a bug. Now it doesn't show up here. It shows only when I click on this. This is one kind of functional testing. Okay. And now this URLs, you see this URLs, about, okay, and a business and all those things. Okay, those are the part of this. Okay, so let's go to more complex environment for functional testings. Let's go to Amazon.com. Okay, so we have this Amazon.com. Now, what the complexity of this application is? The problem is you have these URLs embedded in the images itself. That means these images, you see this, these are the URLs. The moment you click on this, the page navigates to that application. Let's see, I want to click on this. See this? The moment you click on this, the page has changed. See this URL? Okay, so now that means a lot of functional testing is required here. You need some teams, okay, to test all this because you need to test each and every module, each and every shown on this web page. Even you need to see this spelling mistakes. Now I would see that. Even spelling mistake, I used to open defects. Okay, no, this is wrong because the requirement doesn't say. Fine. I talked to the business analyst and they said, no, this is wrong. So, I open defects. That's how I go. Okay. Because you are paid to, open the defects. That's remember always your job. You are getting paid to open the defects. The more defects you open, the better your status will be. Okay. So let's see what are the functionalities here. As I told you, all these are functionality. Okay. I can go ahead, I hover my mouse, okay, and these are all features, functionalities, I have a lot of option here. Sign in button, this is good. Now, let me ask you a question, okay. Now, the moment I hover my mouse, let's see, I hover my mouse here in the department section. Okay, can anyone see what's the difference you see? Can anyone tell me what's the difference? Now I'm doing functional testing here. Okay, if you get me, I'm trying to do is functional testing. Now, as you know, everything is a functional testing, the search bar, edit bar, um, edit bars. Now this is a drop down bars. Okay, the moment I hover my mouse over this department section, I get this drop down bars. Can anyone notice another change? Now I told the half answer. Can anyone tell the other half answer? What's the other change? If you can tell that, you are good with functional testing. Exactly. Yeah, somebody said, right? The screen brightness is switched off. You see this screen brightness? The brightness is dark. The moment you remove your mouse, the screen gets, again, back to the position. But so my point is, what's my point? My point is, that's also a functionality which you didn't notice that. Okay. But my point is that's also a functionality and feature of an Amazon.com. The business guy has thought of this and they have implemented this, but you need to test this. Now they will be in requirement saying that, okay, whenever you hover your mouse over this menu bar, the screen brightness will be low, high, as per the requirement. So that's what you should figure it out. So the moment I hover my mouse, the brightness gets dim. Okay. So the screen brightness gets dim. Okay, that's good. Guys, figure it out. So yeah, so that's one of the functionalities. Okay, so that's the functional testing. So what's this functional testing? Functional testing is to test the functionalities and features of an application. An application can be a web application, it can be a client application. Exactly. So that's the reason they have, right? So somebody asked a question: is the screen brightness dim? Is that is that a requirement? So I would say yes, that is a requirement. How do you know? Now that's a very good question. How do I know that's a requirement? Now, thing is, there is no requirement document for this. Oh, no, I don't work for Amazon, so I really don't know. But because I over my mouse over this department, it's it's dim. The moment I click on other buttons too, you see this, the other buttons too also is getting dim. So as because 2-3 tests, right? I see this. Okay, so this might be a requirement on this Amazon. That's why they are implementing it, because it cannot be a bug right away, because it doesn't work in all these modules. You see this, but this is really not, that's not a matter of concern, because you will have the document. You will have document and you will be written it. Thing is, if you don't have in the document, you need to check, because if you're getting, if you're getting here and if you're not getting here, okay, now you need to check, okay, is that really a requirement or is it a bug? Exactly. It's not error. I would not say it's error. It's a bug. It's an issue. Okay. It's a bug. You need to open defect. Okay. Yeah, it's an error from. It might be error from developer. It might be error from architect guy. It might be error from requirement. So it can have. It can be anything, but we cannot judge what is it. But yes, if it shows in the requirement, then it should be here. You just compare it. Is it there in the requirement? It's there here. It's good. It's there in the requirement. It's not here. Then it's a bug. Or now you cannot open just because you see in the requirement. Don't see in the requirement. You cannot open defect directly. You need to talk. See, here's the thing. When you're in United States, right? You need to first talk before doing anything. You need to talk to your lead, talk to your developer. Before doing anything, you cannot just because you found it doesn't mean it has to be a bug, right? So, okay, so somebody asked a question, what is an error and what's the difference between error and a bug? Okay, so that's a very good question. Actually, even I got it, we're just looking into it. Okay? So error is actually something from person perspective, and bug is something from the application. Okay, let's take it out here. Let's be more specific on this. Yeah, somebody actually asked this actually. So okay, good. So this means that's what, right? If it's a person perspective. If it's an error, that means developer has found an error in application. But as a tester perspective, it's a bug because we are looking, as a user point of view. But as a developer point of view, he's looking at the error. So that's the difference. Okay. So we don't call it error because we are not a developer. Okay. So a developer will call it as error. Okay. Because it's fault. It's his fault. It's not his fault. It's kind of application's fault. Okay. Okay. Any more questions in functional testing? Okay, let's move quick to the next topic. So we are discussing a lot of testing here. Okay, so if you have any questions, go ahead. Okay, let's. Oops, we have not. Okay, if I take 15 to 20 minutes, is it okay for you guys? We just finish this. 6 slides at least. Okay, so let's go to the integration. Okay, integration testing. So what exactly is this integration testing? Okay, so integration testing is like now let's say google.com. We'll go back to here google.com. Now you see this is as one. Okay, this is one application, but this is integrated with many other features, many other functionalities. Like what? Like Gmail. You click on this, you just go to the Gmail. Let's see here. You know what? You all have all this in one page. Now since you need to click this apps. This is called Google Apps, right? Everyone knows it. No, but Amazon is more clever than Google. How do I know? See here, when you hover your mouse, nothing happens. But Amazon don't even gives you chance to click. See this? You hover your mouse or departments, the right away this drop down box shows up. See who is clever? Okay, so now they don't want to give you much trouble. Now I need to click on this. If you click on this, a lot of options shows up. Okay, now YouTube, this is a different thing, domain altogether. YouTube.com is nothing to do with Google. Although Google has bought it, that's a different story. They have integrated all these things into one page. You see this? One Google Apps. So that's called integration. Okay, to test that integration is called integration testing. Do you get that? So whenever you hover your mouse or click on this on the Google Apps, a lot of options show you. My account, calendar, YouTube. Still the list goes on further. Okay. So that's called integration. So that means they have integrated different web applications. Not just this. We just go to the Amazon again. You see here, it's a lot of things in the footer of the Amazon.com. A lot of web applications, so they have integrated all this into one application. So you don't have to visit any other web page. You just click on this, and it just redirects from Amazon.com to Wood.com. Okay, so that's called integration. Okay, now to test that modules after integration is called integration testing. Okay. Why do we need this? So let's say, you're trying to combine all the functionality. So this is a different domain. This is a different domain. Google.com is a different domain. YouTube.com is a different domain. Now, there's a lot of coding, Google.com. There are plenty of developers, 10 developers. Let's say 10 developers are working on Google.com. 10 developers are working on YouTube.com. Now, you would argue saying that's not a big deal. Just put that code here. Okay. Just put that button and just put the URL. That's it. Integration is done. Now that doesn't work that easy. In corporate. You need to have license. You need to know there's a third party. If there is a third party application that's not related to that company, then there's a lot of issues. And this code is different, that code is different. There's a lot of coordination, a lot of communication. Then only you say that integration is done. Once all these things are done, you say that integration is done. Once integration is done, you need to start testing. So that's called integration testing. Okay, so let's go back to our definition. So what's integration testing? To verify, testing to verify the combined functionality after integration. To verify, combined functionality after integration is called integration testing. Now it can be anything. It can be web application. It can be client application. Again, don't have to be one thing. Okay, and so that's about integration testing. Any questions on integration testing? Simple definition is, okay, to verify the combined functionality. So that means you want to make sure that code is not broken on both sides. You have integrated this and that. So you want to make sure this code is not broken, that code is not broken. So that's called integration testing. So yeah, there's one more called, okay, so we'll go, yeah, somebody asked, right, is there any type called in integration testing? Yeah, there's one type called, you have this incremental integration testing, because it's part of that. Okay, we'll discuss on this. Okay, so what is this exactly integration incremental testing? So the reason they call is incremental. So the name itself says, right, incremental. That means it's keep on increasing, and you need to keep on testing it. Okay, they keep on adding new buttons, they keep on adding new URLs, they keep on adding new features. You need to keep on testing that. So that's called incremental integration testing. So let's take an example here. If you click on this, now I see these apps, right? How many apps? 3, 2, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. Now I want more. You see this option, you have more? Oh good, now I have more 5 apps. 8 apps, right? Now that's incremental. That means it increased. These features have increased to more 8 apps. Now I want more, right? Even more. Now this increased for more. Okay, now they have integrated all this into one. So this is incremental. Why incremental? Because they keep on increasing and they keep on testing. So that's called incremental. So, somebody asked another example of integration testing. So that's a very good question actually. See, here's the thing. So that's a good point. You guys wanted one more example of integration, right? Now, see, here's the thing I can come up with. You see this, have web page with a video included. Let's see here. Did I find? Okay, let's see here, Amazon.com. Okay, let's see. Okay, so somebody asked another example of integration testing. So I will just try to show you another example of. I want to buy some games here. Let's see if I can find it here. Now I want to go to here. See, there's a problem. So if you can see in Amazon.com, there's a video included. Okay, let me check my games. So there is a video included. If I can find that video, that should be great. So I can give you another example. Okay, good. Now let's see here. So I can buy this, and unluckily I don't have video here. So you also have this video options. So that's also an incremental, because most of the time, integration, because most of the times you will embed that YouTube video into here. You understand what I mean? You will embed that YouTube video here, and you see this video, so you can also see this video along with a lot of pages. That's called integration. What are you integrating? That YouTube video you're integrating in the web page. That's called integration. Unfortunately, this doesn't have this item shown. Maybe you guys have understood by this time, but so here you don't have video. Unfortunately, here you have this video, right? This used to have this before, and they removed it. Images. Let's see here. This guy have video. See, there's a screenshot. The screenshot is fine. Sometimes you have this video. So that's called integration. That means they have integrated that YouTube video or any, not just YouTube, just any video into this, and you can see this video in that web page. That's called integration. Okay. So, any questions? Any more questions on this? So actually, you know, so somebody asked, right? So what is top down? Okay, I'm muting this. Whoever wants to unmute, you know, they can unmute and say, okay. So you know, somebody asked, right? So what's the difference between bottom-up approach and top-down? So there is actually, you know, two. Okay, let's quickly check that. So there is a you know. Let me. So, you know, if you're going to this approach, so this is a like theoretical point, you know, there's two types, bottom-up approach and top-to-down approach. So this actually is it's a theory which goes along. So this is really not required for now. Okay. It's more into related to ETL point of view where you want to see, you know, how you are going into when you're constructing database, right? So that's where you go, you know, these are two. The Kimball theory and, you know, top to bottom and bottom to, you know, top approach. So there you actually use this, but here really, you know, you don't really require this as for now. Just take it as simple. If you want to go into detail, you know, you can go ahead into detail, but you know, otherwise, this that's the two types of, you know, approach. The way you approach. Based on this kind of constructing this database, then you actually, you know, look into it. No, so somebody asked, right? You know, dropping down is same top to bottom. No, it's not same. It's the way you're looking into, you know, construction. So this is like whenever you try to construct something, you want to construct a web application, or you want to construct something. How do you want to, you know, approach it? So that's how, you know, it's designed. So both are not same. Both things are different. So here in this scenario, we really don't require that. This is a bottom up approach for testing. You know, don't worry about this. Don't go detail on this because that's really not required here. Okay, for now, yeah. You know, moving forward, you can, you know, understand more and get more information on this. But for now, just keep it simple because that goes more into theoretical point of view where they have theories to understand how to go down. So that's required for architect point of view. If you're really, you know, going into architect level, that is really required because you need to understand those theories and, you know, then you need to go. But otherwise, not really required. There are two theories. Let me quickly check actually. The Kimball theory and, you know, exactly for, you know, this is used, you know, top to down and bottom to. So it's more into architect level. Okay, so we'll just not worry on this. Okay, let's go pretty quick in next topic. We have 2 slides. This will take 15 minutes, right? Everyone are okay with that? You know, if you have another class, you can leave it. You know, I'll just, you know, send you a video recording. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So system testing. So what is system testing? So system testing is more related to client applications. Okay, whenever you are trying to install something, you know, you are trying to test. So system testing is has more of the features, entire, see here it says like entire system is tested, but thing is not really, because you're not testing everything, you're only testing as per the requirements as here quoted here, right? Entire system is tested as per the requirements. If the requirements, whatever the requirements say, you need to test that. So because whenever you install a application, right, let's say you have installed a client application, you want to test that. So a lot of things happen when you install a client application. DLL files get generated, registry gets updated, registry keys gets updated, new extensions get added, a lot of things happen. So you need to test that. So that's testing is called system testing. Again, system testing is the entire system tested as per the requirements only. Okay. You don't go just because system testing, no, I'll test a whole system, I'll test whatever the directories is, doesn't work that way, because this is not really to test everything here, but it has to test everything based on the requirements. Okay. Now you don't do without requirements. Okay. You need to check with the requirements. So that's the important here. You need to, entire system is tested as per the requirements. So black box is, the system testing is actually included in the black box. Okay. Let's go to the next topic pretty quick. End-to-end testing. You have one more called end-to-end testing. So here I'll keep it simple. We don't just want to talk about this lot of end-to-end. End-to-end testing is like from one end to other end as per the QA point of view. Okay, as per the QA point of view, I want to test from one end to the other end. Okay, so what is one end to other end? That includes everything. That includes functional testing, that includes system testing, includes integration testing, incremental testing, everything, whatever is there in the testing. So that's why it's called end-to-end, right? So from one end to the other end. That's called end-to-end testing. Okay, this is as per the QA point of view. But if you are going more detail, again, if you want more detail on this, yes, end-to-end testing in ETL is very broad. So this is a very broad view, okay? Because in ETL, you're also expected to do QA, okay? So that means ETL testing, as per the ETL point of view, end-to-end testing starts from one end to another end. What's that? The source testing, target testing, stage testing. Again, you have these jobs, functional testing, jobs testing. All these things are included in ETL point of view. So we'll just keep it simple as QA point of view. Okay, so end-to-end testing as per QA point of view means to test from one end to other end. What from one end to other end? Means functional testing, which are included in functional testing, integration testing, incremental testing, and so on and so forth. Is all included in the end-to-end testing. So that's end-to-end. Go to the next topic pretty quick. There's one more thing called smoke testing that's not here. So that's called smoke testing. Okay, so smoke testing is, what it says. Okay, let's I need to get a little bit detail on this. Okay, smoke testing is pretty random testing. It's called random testing. So here's the thing. To be more specific, what is smoke testing? Smoke testing, you want to see if the application is testable or not. Right? Is the application testable or not? That means that is first and foremost before functional testing. Let's say there is a functional testing. Before that, you need to do the smoke testing. We cannot escape. Okay. There are some people who, in projects you don't really require some of them, but yeah, in some of them you require. So let's go a little bit detailed before, to understand more in the smoke testing. Okay. So here's the thing. You have three environments. You are working in a project. Let's say you are working in a project. You have three environments. What are they? Development environment, test environment, and production environment. Right? You get that? Okay. They have many other environments. We'll stick to only three. Dev environment, that is development environment. QA environment, that we as a tester work. production environment where no one works, where that's automated and no one have access to this. Now, once the developer does its development work in the development environment, they push the code into QA. Now they use the middleware team or whoever team responsible to move that dev code into QA. Once that is done, now that's first and foremost job is to see your smoke testing. So that's how the smoke testing comes into the picture. Now so the difference between smoke testing and functional testing is you don't have test cases in smoke testing. It's random testing. You're doing this, 2 to 3 hours, smoke testing is done. You don't take a lot of time. But functional testing, you're working on test cases, you're working the whole week, that you take some time in functional testing. But smoke testing, nah, you don't really require that much time. You just, let's say, if you go to school.com, let's say you want to see this application is really testable or not, go to this images. Yeah, this is working. Okay, this is working. Okay, this button was not working before, so now this button is not working. Okay, this button is working. So that's the smoke testing. Okay. So you just do the random testing. So what is smoke testing? Exactly, smoke testing is it the application testable or not? Okay, so let's move to the next topic pretty quick. Sanity testing. So here in the sanity testing, right? So you want to see if this new version of software is performing well. It's called sanity testing. So this is okay. So somebody asked, right? When we do the smoke testing, it's really based on the project. It's not. I mean, it's not. Sometimes it's really required. Sometimes it's not really required. It's based on the perspective of the way the project is going. Okay, some people really don't prefer smoke testing. Okay, so somebody asked it, how do we know the functions are working as per expected? Yeah, that's a very good question. How do you know that it's working on unexpected? Now I'm an experienced guy. I know what that button has to do, where it has to navigate. So I know this. But again, if you if you really want to see how you need to check requirements. Okay, there is no escape to your requirements. No, you cannot escape requirements. What requirements? Functional requirements are check with the developer, check with the BA, check with architect, check with database administrator. I mean, whatever responsible you are for with. Okay, if you're a web tester, then you need to check with only these guys. First, check with your lead. Lead will help you out. If your lead, you know what to do. You need to check with the developer. Okay, so that's how you need to figure it out. Is it expected or not expected? But some of them are common sense. I would say common sense, and look at this document. What does the requirement say? What you're trying to do is the most important thing you need to do. Look at the requirements. First and foremost, is it really expected? It has in the requirements. If there is no, it's not there in the requirements, go ahead and check with lead. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, somebody asked, can you repeat the smoke testing definition once? Sure. So, what is smoke testing? Smoke testing is something you want to see, is it application testable or not? You want to move with other testing, right? Functional testing, integration testing, incremental integration. So before moving forward, you want to see, is it really testable or not? Because if it fails, smoke testing fails, then you are no more moving forward with functional testing. Okay, you are really, functional testing, you're not even going forward. You just failed. Smoke testing is failed. Go ahead, check with the developer. Oh yeah, it's failing. Change. They'll give a new build. Now we need to start again from scratch. Okay, so that's the importance of smoke testing. You are not moving forward if smoke testing is failed. Okay, you are stuck. Check with developer. Tell him to put a new code or updated code. Okay. Okay. So sanity testing. Pretty quick. Let's check. So sanity testing is to new version. Okay, let's quickly check if the Firefox. So you have this new application called Firefox. Let's say you have this Mozilla Firefox, and they released a new version, 56th version. Now I'm able to test all the applications, and all the applications are working perfectly fine in the Firefox. There were some crashes going on, they fixed it and they released a new version. I'll start testing in 53.0.3, as you can see here. If they release a new one, then there will be new version 53.4 or 54 or somewhere, so that's called sanity testing. That means you're trying to test in two versions, in this version and that version, and you want to see that issue is fixed in the new version. So that's called sanity testing. See this? So if the application was crashing before that, now it's not crashing because they fixed it, and the new version is what, 53.3, and it's good. And it's, that's you're able to get all these things done in sanity. That's called sanity testing. Okay. Okay, so let's move to the pretty quick. We have only 6 minutes here. Regression testing. So let me ask you this. Okay, so regression testing. So what is regression testing actually? So first, regression testing. So you have done all this integration testing, all this incremental integration testing, and everything is done. Okay. Let me ask you this. Now you have completed your testing. All these testings are done. Now developer, now you are a new guy. Now when you are a new guy, you need to be very careful. Developer, check some code, they did something, now the developers tap at your desk, right? Saying that, hey, you know what, there is a new, actually there was an issue with that application, and we checked in the code, a new version of this application, and can you start testing? So what is your answer? Can anyone see me? What is your answer? When developers stop by at your desk, he said something which I don't understand really, and he said something is changed and something is fixed, and he updated the code. Okay, and but here's the thing: my testing is done. My testing is done. I'm sign off. QA, I'm sign off. But developer said, "Can you start testing again?" So can anyone tell me what's your what's your explanation on this? Okay, so my testing is done. Now suddenly from nowhere, developers, did something. He said that he changed the code. Okay, there was some issue which I don't know what the issue was, and he just started talking to me. Okay, and they said, okay, can you start testing it? Anyone? What's the explanation on this? Okay, so my response, will be, I'll be like, are you kidding me? We have done this testing, okay? So we have done this, this testing, okay? And this application will go into production in 2 weeks, right? In 2 weeks, this is going into production. Now, this is going to production and I'm signed off. I've done with my job. There's no more left. We are not going to, double testing here. We are not doing the same thing. Just because developer has changed the code and his point of view was some issue, and he sees some issue from his point of view and he thinks that it should be tested, that's perfectly fine. But I'm not going to test that. You're kidding me? We are done with this. See, the problem with the developers is they keep on changing the code every time. So there's really some problem in this company, right? That they really don't care on this. So this is a serious thing. Now, that guy, okay, so there was some issue there. So now I would say, no, I cannot do this testing. Why? Because we have signed off in 2 weeks. This is going to regression testing. Sets of test cases, 20 test cases have executed it, and I'm not going to waste 1 more week to do double testing just because you have changed something. Now, what we can do is we can, assign the regression team who will be working on this. So now now there's where the regression team comes into the picture, because regression, now this regression testing is automated testing. Right. Yeah. So yeah. So somebody asked a question, right? If when tester signs off and developer finds a bug into the application, now that means tester didn't do the job well, right? That's correct. That's correct. But thing is, he sees from developer point of view. That means he sees some code issue. That can be some code issue, right? That really may not affect the application UI point of view. It might affect, but that's the reason he's saying to test it again. Okay. He sees some issue from the code point of view, not from the testing point of view, right? We see as a user point of view, and he sees as a business point of view. So, okay, that might be a problem, when it comes to interface, the screw up application, something, some issue. So, okay, so what you have to say, see, here's the thing. So we need to check with the lead again. Let's start, I would say let's start with the lead, okay? Let's just start with the lead, and if anyone working with me, let's pull up that guy. Hey, look at this, this guy want to, start testing. Are we comfortable with that? Are we going to start again testing? Obviously, the answer will be no. Why? We don't have time. That in 2 weeks, this code is going to production. We cannot waste more time. We have other work to do. A lot of projects are piled up. We really can't do this. And this is something which is, we said developer, okay, what, regression team will be doing this, and we say them. So what's exactly this regression testing? Regression testing is after a whole manual testing. So far we have done manual testing. That means, just click buttons, visualizing it manually. But in automated testing, so regression testing is automated testing. That means you use a tool to test that whole applications. Okay. So the tool is like QTP, Selenium, Load Runner, and so on. Okay. Now you can argue with me saying that why not we use this regression testing beforehand? Why not manual testing? So we cannot automate everything at once. You need to do manual testing, at least you need to do, then only we can go to regression testing. We cannot automate everything because really you cannot automate everything. Yeah, you can automate some parts of the application or some features of some applications, but you cannot automate everything. Okay. So that's the reason you need this regression testing. Okay. So once you have done with incremental integration testing, you move next to the regression testing. Okay. So normally you use this automation tools to use this regression testing. Okay. So what exactly is the regression testing? Regression testing is used to see that combined, functionality of modules. You have integrated a lot of things. You have done with your testing. Okay. Okay. And then, you move to the regression testing. Okay. Somebody asked a question, right? Is there a team who does only regression testing? I really don't think so. You cannot just stick to only regression. You need to do manual testing. So I can assume that there's a team only doing manual testing, but I cannot assume there's a team only doing regression testing because you cannot automate everything. Okay. But yeah, moving forward might be like most of the robots will be doing the testing. All those things will happen in future or somewhere. But to start with, I would really don't imagine that there's a regression team, but there's no manual team. Okay. Exactly. As a manual tester or as a QA tester, you have to do both. Or somebody asked, right? as a manual tester, can I do, you know, both? Sometimes, yeah, both. Sometimes, you know, it's really depends on the projects for most. Okay, so normally you'll be only stick to manual, then you'll be manual. If you're, you know, sometimes you need to test some automation scripts, you need to just, no, you don't have to code anything, just you need to test. Okay, we'll go to this in detail. So for now, no, we'll just stick to this. Any questions so far? So we'll just, you know, we have finished half of the slide. Tomorrow we'll continue with this. Any questions? So if you have any questions, you know, okay, good. You know, you can go ahead and send me an email. You have my email ID, it's manu@itmaker.com. People who didn't receive the syllabus, who didn't receive the, you know, go ahead and email me. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll be sending you recording. See, I already recorded, so don't worry about it. Of course. Okay, I'll be sending you documents. From tomorrow, I'll be giving you homework, so you can have some time, understand this documents. I mean, just go through it. There's nothing to, you know, mug up or something, or, you know, but if I, you want to know this, nothing like that. It just go through it, understand it. Okay, just don't by heart it. Yes, I'm going to upload in YouTube. You know, you can go ahead and, you know, check that. So, any questions? So it will take some time. You know, it's what 12:5, right? Give me some time because it takes some time to upload it. So mostly before 4 p.m. If you don't get before 4 p.m., you need to email me, okay? Because I'll be, you know, doing that by 4 p.m. Okay. Any more questions? If no one have any questions, can we close this class for today? So tomorrow, don't miss the class for tomorrow. Tomorrow, you know, we'll have this testing. Good. You guys need to be proactive. See, this is how you should be. Okay, so that, you know, we can. This shows the interest. You know how you want to do. Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys.